Right, ladies and gents, we are back for Shazoo versus BrutalFissure. It's 1-0 for Shazoo. BrutalFissure sitting on that donut. Hopefully they can bring it back in game number 2. But quickly, let's go over the drafts. Shazoo, they won the last game. Let's quickly go over that. It's Lian, Fernando, Drogos, Barak, and Ying versus an Anara, Furia, Ruckus being played. Interesting. I'll get your thoughts on that just a moment, Riddick. But Cassie and a Zin. So let's go back to the Ruckus pick here for BrutalFissure. What's your thoughts on this, Riddick?
Now, we don't really see a Ruckus a lot nowadays. He used to be the damage tank. You get bruiser tanks, you get point sustain tanks, but Ruckus was the go-to damage tank. He was able to put out 19,000 damage per second before his nerfs. Nowadays, he can only put out a max of about 1,200, which, well, 1,200 if you max your headshots, but that doesn't really stop him because he does have his Barrage legendary. He can play that card, and I think we're going to see that right now. Rocket Barrage is viable. It gives you 3 charges on your missile launches, and that's what? That's 750? No, sorry, that's 1,500 blast
1,500, yeah.
1,500 blast damage in like an instant. It's splash damage, it's burst damage, and that basically turns him into a flank. I do not like the lack of mobility on that Ruckus, but I'm hoping to see it come play out right now. As we see, we've got a Barak and we've got a Fernando. Now, so Barak's a more squishy tank, so Ruckus can kind of deal with him, but Fernando, I don't know about this pick, to be honest.
All right, now I'm going to bring you into that second pick, and that is the Zin. Now, everybody who knows me knows that I'm not a Zin lover. I think it's a cheese champion. It shouldn't be in the game. I don't like Zin. I don't agree with this pick on BrutalFissure. I do not agree with this pick whatsoever. Okay, let's look at it. He's got the ultimate that you can go up. Okay, let's punch Fernando. Guess what? He uses his ult. You can't touch the Drogos unless the Drogos is bad. The Lian's going to shut you down. The Ying's just going to teleport away from you. What does the Zin bring to the table right now?
Well, the fun thing about Zin is on Jaguar Falls, there's no verticality. There's no real verticality that Zin has to contend with, which makes him more viable as flank. He doesn't have to use his ultimate to take high ground because there is no high ground. And with Billow, as an ability, it allows him to get in and out of the backline very easily. And you'd be surprised on a map that's as open as Jag Falls, with roofing on it as well. Drogos can be easily taken down with a single spite. He's a 2,400 health champion, and Zin doesn't even need the legendary to deal with that. It's a spite followed by a single stab with a sword, and he goes down. I'm probably going to see a Yomi legendary on Zin. It allows him some more poke. The problem for Zin at this moment is probably going to be the Lian, because at range, Zin suffers hard. Even with retaliation, even with his counter, he can still get picked off really easily by the Lian. With Fernando, you'll see him just be there to take down the shield. That's about it.
All right, then. Right, guys, that is us going over the draft for BrutalFissure versus Shazoo. Game number 2 coming up your way momentarily. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after we sync up. Gents, boys and girls, we're back on Jaguar Falls again. Guess what though? It's Shazoo sitting on that one, BrutalFissure sitting on the donut. Now I'm a donut fan personally. I like jam donut, you know, with the sugar and stuff, but there are other donuts. But I will be honest here. I can't see BrutalFissure bringing it back with the Zin pick.
Oh man, that feels slightly biased there, man. I gotta say, and I do like your intro, by the way. It feels very Bob Rossian. So Mr. Rogers coming in,
right?
On Jaguar Falls, we're going on a trip in our favorite rocket ship. But I am seeing the Tinkering Bardic, Combustible Drogos, Death and Taxes Lian, Scorch, and Life is Changed. Now, Death and Taxes Lian has been such an amazing legendary, as we've seen. It's such an amazing champion combo. Just you don't need Cauterize early game, and you've got it straight away as we head into this first point fight. Shazoo dominating the left side. Maeve getting a little low, pretty much immediately. First blood going to Aztec as Zin goes down immediately.
Yep, he went down, but he did. I'll give him it. He did pick up first blood. Fair play. All right, I'll take it back. He did well. But what did he do? Got dominated in the last thing. Didn't get anything else after that, and now he's back to the point, and he's got nowhere to go. And yeah. So here we are.
I will agree with that. Zin did trade himself for a tank though, and the respawns for flanks are shorter as Shazoo now starts pressuring. As I said, Lian's pressuring the Zin. He has to back off right now. Yeah, doing the damage to her team. Putting pressure on at range. She's not being too aggressive. She's doing her damage from distance. Since on the right-hand side, though, he's doing some poke damage. Cassie gets put out of play. Neptune in the blue getting sent back to spawn as BrutalFissure are 3 men down. Ruckus and Furia being the only ones alive. And Shazoo are going to capitalize. They're going to push forward now as we start BrutalFissure's defense.
Yeah, I honestly didn't see it going any other way. There's no shutdown of the Drogos right now. We see, what do we see? The Zin doing some work now. I'll give him that. But I'm trying not to be biased here because the Zin was picked, right? I just don't like Zin. I'm not going to lie. But saying that, I know Dutch is a great player. I played with him today. I got his thoughts and feelings on it. I don't think they liked it themselves. But again, doing really well. Fake sword on this Ruckus, pulling out some work here.
What I'm really liking is I'm seeing this aggression from Mo right now. He's against the... He does get taken down by them. So much damage in keeping the champion busy. Yes, he did go down. Shazoo have lost a pick, but BrutalFissure are going to capitalize on that really, really quickly. At the moment right now, when you give up a damage champion for a flank, you're essentially giving up a lot of your damage and you're relying on a flank to do damage for your team. And unfortunately, Zin's just not able to do that at the moment. He's getting shut down really easy. He's going 1, 3, and 2. And when you're playing a Yomi Zin, you should be doing much more damage than that. Leanne has mobility. She can play very flanky, but she can also be a great backline damage dealer. And that's what we're seeing right now. Shazoo just have more damage.
Yeah, and you know what I wanted to see? I know we've got the Cassie over on Neptune Blue, but right now, the one thing that does work, believe it or not, is the double hit scan, right? So I would have liked to see these picks coming out from BrutalFissure. I like the fact that they are going with the Ruckus. Okay, it's not really going to bring much per se, because obviously the stopping power of these tanks, but I believe it's something they wanted to try something. They thought, right, okay, we got a little bit of trouble with the last game. Anara Ruckus could work. We've got the Drogos doing a lot of work as well, but I like this Ruckus pick. Don't like the Zin, but I like the Ruckus.
It shakes things up right now, and Fake's not being able to put Hurt down on the... Forcing him back to the choke point. It's not going to stop Shazoo from pushing forward. They get 2 picks. Aztec takes out Dutch Knight. Aztec gets a double kill on Neptune. Triple kill for Aztec, taking out Fakezon. Ruckus can go home in a barrel, ladies and gentlemen.
Not going to be enough. And there we go. He gets shut down. Aztec trying to do a bit more damage in the backline. Isn't going to be enough. Zin, Dutch, can he hold off 1v5? No, he's going to get shut down. Bye-bye, Zin. He's going to fall down. There we go. Cassie is trying to do a bit more damage. But you know what? Aztec, nobody's stopping him.
2 triple kills in the span of seconds. That's dominated. BrutalFissure really need to rethink their game plan right now, and I want to see what they're doing with itemization to counteract this damage that's coming through.
So what did we see there? We saw, didn't we see Maeve on the Leon get to a triple, and then we saw Aztec get triple.
Aztec, yeah, get a triple. Completely dominated. Basically a team hexa. That's just the kind of play and coordination that you see. BrutalFissure were getting staggered hard. They were confused. They didn't know what to do. They are basically running staggered out of the gate, and that's nothing you want to do. You have the spawn advantage. You can take half a second, regroup, and then push back through the door. I am liking the itemization that's coming through. Dutch Knight not really doing so well on credits. He's not really contributing that much to his team, and he's still waiting for that Cauterize 2. But Halabel gets the Chronos 1, takes out on record 2, dealing with the Barrack as we head into the second point of the fight. Inflame comes out from the Furia, gonna help that Ruckus do some more damage. Barrack be hunkering down on point. Ladies, Shazoo's hoping at this point, but they're down a damage dealer. Aztec going back to base. Gets nailed. Spike comes out from Zin. Gets nothing. Goes off the edge. What are you doing?
Oh, wow. But I tell you what, Midnight Maid literally soloing this Anara player. But there we go. It looks like Neptune's trying to do a bit of damage onto Midnight May. Ain't going to be enough. He drops down. He's trying to contest. He's going to get picked up by Midnight May. Poor Neptune. I feel bad for him. But this definitely looks like it's in favor of Shazoo. We're going to see another point here. Unless they can stop the... Wow, did they all come back for that one? Wow, really?
Comes out from Shazoo. Hexafire getting cancelled from BrutalFissure. Aztec makes sure that Fakezon can't get that damage. Aztec with the double kill onto Dutch Knight. Zin not being a great pick right now. Fury is about to go down. Gets taken out by Maeve on the Leanne. Midnight May. The zone begins. BrutalFissure can't do much right now. They've sacrificed the tank for half a damage, half a tank, and they don't really have a flank in this game. Zin's just getting hard counted at every point in turn. There's nothing they can do. They have to defend right now. They have to change their plans up. They need to prioritize these damage dealers.
I see, this is the problem. I just didn't think the Zin was going to bring enough. It didn't bring enough. And now, where do we go from here? I mean, against this composition of Shazoo, I don't think it would have worked anyway. So, and it was early pick. So I'm rattling through my brain here. What could they possibly have got out of that?
I honestly think that perhaps it would have been better to go with Dutch Knight's favorite, Androxus. Hopefully get it. Illusory Rift gets popped. This is going to be a push now for Shazoo. They want to get it over and done with really quickly, applying pressure to BrutalFissure. They're getting staggered once again. Inara's on her own, facing off the midget, the stay-at-home dad. This is very bad for BrutalFissure right now. Zin's alive. He is a bit of a staller. Seismic Crash going to come out, gets the Fernando down. But flying up, Barrick there to save it. Now Dummy goes down for his efforts.
Right, so let me just bring this back, right? Midnight May has done so much work. And I want to give massive shout out to Midnight May on this game. He has done legit everything for that team. Everything for Shazoo. He set the kills up. He played point. He literally 1v1 the Inara and then came back after dying and still managed to put the shield down, run through it, and again set up more and more for Aztec and Maeve. I thought that was tremendous, and massive shout out to Midnight May. Sadly, BrutalFissure go home 0-2, but you know what? Shouts out to BrutalFissure for a team that's 3 weeks old.
There's a lot of potential in there. As we saw with the first map in particular, they went safe picks. They went with the Cassie, they got the Andrew, they got the Makoa, they got picks they were comfortable on. For the second map, they just threw everything out of the window and was like, let's go nuts, guys, let's go. I don't know what happened there, but they need to focus on playing it safe. There's a reason these champions are meta. There's a reason they work. It's because the compositions have been tried and true, and it's cool to try out new things. It's great to bring in the Ruckus. It's okay to bring in the Zin. We're not racist here. Power to the Zins. Let's go. Magistrate can work. However, the problem comes in... Hold on.
Wait, no. Time out.
Jay, relax.
Wuffy, you brought him in. You brought him into cast. He just said the Zin's okay.
The Zin's okay, leave him. But the reason is...
Okay, listen here. The main reason why you may think it worked was because you're thinking about shutdown. But that's the main problem, because they picked the Zin for the wrong reason. They picked it with Yomi, and I've discussed it with the team, and they would have actually benefited from going Guillotine instead.
Guillotine,
Guillotine, go in and get those tanks down, and that's what we have talked about on the team. That was the main mistake. If you pick Sin, you need to have a plan for this Sin pick. That's why it pretty much went into the water.
But you guys are misunderstanding my point here. It's okay to pick these fringe champions. That's what I'm talking about right now. I'm not saying that the Zin worked in this situation. He didn't. He flat out didn't. It's okay to go with fringe picks, but when you're playing against a meta team, when you're playing against Drogos, Barrick, Fernando, Lian, and Ying, that's a meta comp. When you go with the fringe pick like this, you need to have a strategy. And it feels like they didn't have a strategy. The Zin pick did nothing because there was nothing planned around him. If you went Guillotine, sure, you could shut down the Fernando, you could shut down the Barrack. You had a game-winning ult. I didn't see a single Hexafire from Ruckus. He was putting damage out there, but there was nothing backing him. There was no strategy there. There was nothing to form unity and coercion in that team.
Okay, then. Different opinions. We'll leave it at that. We've got different opinions on this. All three of us have different opinions, right? One says Zin could have worked. I hate Zin. Shouldn't be in the game. So there's my opinion. And the other one reckons Zin would work with a different legendary. So, next week, we've got Fate versus Leviathan coming up now. But next week, BrutalFissure are back. I want to see if next week they decide to run the Zin again. Okay, and I'm going to make a point of it because I personally don't think Zin's going to work in any situation right now. That's my honest opinion. It's okay. Right, I'm going to hand it over to these boys. We've got Fate versus Leviathan coming up, and this is your match of the day. This is
the last match.
The last match. of MLL week 1. Don't worry, once the games are over, we won't be just shutting the stream off. We will be talking and telling you some more announcements and goodies and all that good stuff. But anyway, I'm going to hand it over to Wuffy and Ridiculously Average for Fate Esports versus Leviathan game number 1.
Thank you so much, GGJ. I really appreciate the cast. Have a good one, man. And later, right back after a short bit of a break.
See you soon, folks. This is the Legacy League week number 1. I'm Wuffy GG. You just listened to a casting by Ridiculously Average and GGJ. See you very soon for game number 1 between Fate Esports and Leviathan. Psst.